Valerie M Put. Vocal variety. I guess you understand what that is after hearing Dawn's speech. Vocal variety has to do with inflection in your voice, the pitch, the tone, and the pace that you speak in. Well, if you thought I was going to get up here and give you a song like me, 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 that's not what I'm going to do. Instead, I'm going to tell you about my college years of sitting through instruction from professors, some, not all, that were boring. They were so boring. And you could not even keep your eyes awake and open. And I'm sitting there thinking, how is this possible? This professor has been speaking to students for years, decades, and the monotone voice and the dry material. Do you actually expect the students to be able to retain this, take the exam, pass it, and pass the class? So I put myself in the professor's shoes and thought, what would I do? Well, I would be encouraging, and I would walk closer to the students to keep their attention, and I would look them in the eye as I spoke, and I would speak things that would be of interest to them, and I would relate to them in a manner that they would understand. But not this professor. He continued to stay stationary in the same spot, speaking in a very low voice that we could hardly hear him. And if you were sitting in the back of the room, you certainly could not have heard him. But did he realize, with the girl in the front row in the red shirt filling through her bag because she wants to keep herself awake, or the boy in the back room writing notes, that's his sports teams that he wants to bet on, as opposed to writing down what the professor's saying? Not a clue. As I put myself in his place, I thought how I would be. And then I saw something that I did not enjoy. He takes a ruler and he expects these kids in our class to be paying attention. So because he's not moving forward in an enthusiastic way, keeping the students' attention, he would go over to one student or two students in particular and tap on the desk. Stay awake. And I'm thinking, you're the leader, you're the one that is orchestrating what goes on in the classroom. Step it up a notch. But then, what happens? Toastmasters happens. Now, the shoe's on the other foot, and the grass seemed greener until I got to the other side. So now my presentations have to be one with vocal variety, with moving around the room, with keeping the audience attentive, and to be able to walk away with something that they can share with someone else. Not a test, so to speak, but something that they can share, and things that they can learn. So, as you are aware, things are different when the shoe's on your foot that you have to walk in. What about a mom as she's cooking and the doorbell rings and she has a young child in the kitchen with her? But when the doorbell rings, she doesn't realize the child's still in the kitchen and the soup's cooking on the stove. And she goes to the door because she's all excited that she has company to keep for the day. And as she opens the door, she's talking to the person who rang the doorbell, and after the conversation, she goes back into the kitchen and realizes, oh my gosh, I forgot that the soup was boiling and the child didn't come in the other room with me. She lunges across the kitchen and she grabs the child as she screams, "Don't touch the soup, it's hot." Fortunately, the child didn't get burned and Mom was able to save the day. All of these are examples of vocal variety. What about, there are people, when they give speeches, they get intimidated and they either speak really fast, a mile a minute, giving a 7-minute speech, where they're taking that 7 minutes and giving the speech in about 3 minutes. Can anybody understand if someone's talking a mile a minute? Probably not. What about the speakers who have long pauses because they're trying to think of what was that next sentence that I thought I memorized and everything seemed great when I rehearsed it? What is Toastmasters all about? It's about stepping out, trying, and then critiquing yourself with those un-rose-colored glasses that you did when you saw your professor give a presentation, instead of the cloudy glasses that you have looking at yourself. I'd like to leave you with this tip. The shoe is easy to walk in when you see it being worn on someone else than when you wear it on your own foot. Madam Toastmaster?
And I can assure you, Valerie, that you will never feel the need to use the ruler on any of us because our speeches are very good and no one's going to call us. The next person I would like to introduce is our Table Topics Master.